I'm John Swinton. I'm Professor in Practical Theology and Pastoral Care at the University of Aberdeen. The basic theme of my talk was around time and the significance of time for understanding people with dementia and for dementia care. And so I was kind of making a point that we being Western people, tend to think of time as linear. So you're moving from this place to this place to this place in a kind of forward dimension. And the problem is that kind of takes over our lives. So we're always moving forward to another dimension, and we never get the opportunity really to stop and experience things in the present. And one of the things that people with advanced dementia do, and that you have to do to be with people with advanced dementia, is to learn to be in the present moment. Not to be thinking for the future, not to be constantly thinking back to the past, but to live in that space, which is the now, which is a difficult space to be in. They lose their sense of time, or it's not so much lose their sense of time, they lose their sense of tensing time. The idea that there's a past tense or a present tense or a future tense isn't part of people's experiences. So all you have is experiences that happen in the present in that way. So it's not like people, when they think about folks who they've experienced historically in the present, it's not like they've gone mad or lost touch with reality. They just lost their way to tense time. And so when they experience that and when they're talking about that, it's meaningful, it's real, but it's in the present. Yes, it's the whole idea of how difficult it is to be present. So if you're with somebody who communicates differently from you, and who doesn't give you back the social goods, the feelings, experiences, body language that you're used to, the temptation is to look away or to go on your phone or to talk to somebody else beside you. And so in that situation, you're present because your body is there, but you're not present at all. And that's an issue for particularly younger carers who haven't had that experience of how to be with people in a different way. And so that becomes really problematic because you're actually abandoning people even though you're sitting beside them in that way. And so what I was talking about was the significance of recognising the importance of not speaking. And that through physical gestures, eye contact and touch, you can enter into the rhythm of another person, even though you don't have words. You may have words or symbols, but there are ways in which you can engage with somebody that just you can capture a way of entering into their presence and then see what happens. Well, the three dimensions, hope, faith and love, really just a framework which has two dimensions, because obviously, the Apostle Paul, when he's talking about spiritual gifts, he says that faith, hope and love are fantastic, but the greatest of these is love. So it was kind of a movement within that. But looking at each dimension as a way of helping us to understand people with dementia differently. So hope, the temptation is to always be looking backwards in relation to people with dementia. So even something like reminiscence, you're bringing the past into the present, and if people respond, you think that's great, which of course it is great. But everybody has a future. Everybody needs to be moving towards something, and it's not any different for people with dementia. There is a forward-looking movement. You need to hope for something, and there's lots of ways in which we can encourage well-being and hope in people's lives. So that was kind of where hope was. Faith was to do with not giving up on somebody, to having faith in the individual, that actually perhaps there's more going on in somebody's life and somebody's experiences than you, with your limited knowledge of what really is going on, can comprehend. So faith is basically giving the other person, in this case a person with severe dementia, the other person the benefit of the doubt. Instead of beginning by thinking that everything is terrible, which is kind of the cultural story, begin with the possibility that, well, maybe this is more hopeful. I'm going to put faith in this person and we're going to see what happens. And so that takes a certain kind of time, because you need to slow down and notice small things rather than have expectations of huge things. But when you notice the small things, like your faith is enhanced in that way. And then love is just what everybody wants. It's just for this. That's kind of why we exist. And it's not any different for people with dementia. It's the same for all of us. So how we enable people to feel loved, I think, is fundamentally important.